What's going on, everybody? The Hair here to do a very, very special interview. I'm very nervous. I hate to admit it, but it's very true. Former Clemson Tiger, track star, former draft pick of your Oakland Raiders, now Vegas Raiders, the one and only, the speed demon himself, Mr. Jacoby Ford. Woo! Let's do it.
What's going on?
Good, man. Good. First and foremost, congratulations. Everybody's a brand new father. If you follow him on social media, Zara Oakland Ford. How is that? How's that been?
It's been great. It's Zara.
Zara. Okay, awesome. My first mistake already. Yeah, go ahead.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. And her mom, my girl's mom, she actually calls her Zara a lot. So.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Cool.
It's been good though. It's been great. She's a great baby. Like she's in her sleep right now. So.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Now, fatherhood. That's something that still scares me to death. Is that something is something you expected? Is it way different than you expected? How's that been going?
Honestly, I mean, for me, it's kind of natural, just because I've always just kind of had a little knack to like interact with kids, and I've always been good with kids.
Yeah.
Nephews. I have a lot of baby cousins, so like.
Awesome.
And then, like, I'm best friends with Mark Ingram, so literally all 4 of his kids that have been born.
Yeah.
I've been around, so like I've been holding newborns a lot, so like I've been very comfortable with kids. So it was just a matter of time. So whenever the time came, I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So it was just a win.
Yeah.
But when it's actually here, it's like I can't ever give it back. Like it's here, so like
yeah.
she's so. But it's been the biggest blessing though. So can't complain. I love it.
That's amazing, man. Now, as far as her middle name, Oakland, I'm gonna assume that was your suggestion, correct?
No.
Really?
No. Her name was actually gonna be Zara Harlow Ford.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then my girl, she's like, "Do you like Harlow?" I'm like, "It's cool, you know."
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, I was just thinking, not sure what you want if you would like it." She's like, "Well, what if you did Oakland?" And I was like, "That sounds good." I was like, "I love it."
Yeah.
Like, do that then, and then it just kind of stuck. So now here we are, and I didn't know it would get that much like love like it did.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty dope to see. Just everybody's like, "Yo, we respect you for doing that." I'm like, I mean, I'm doing it just as
yeah.
part of me. I wanted to have daddy in it with her forever.
No, for sure.
But eventually, her last name will change when she does get older and goes into that part of life. But that's a long ways down the road. But yeah. So that's how I just kind of look at it. She's stuck with daddy forever.
That's so awesome, man. Also, too, I want to ask, how have you been handling, I guess you could say, life during the quarantine? It's been a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people. How has it affected you at all, if?
Well, I coach over at my high school, so
okay.
I coach football and track, so I was literally in the middle of track season.
Yeah.
And we literally had to stop that, and we were doing football as well. So
wow.
Now we do Zoom meetings and stuff just like this on Monday through Thursday. So today's a defensive day, so whenever we're done here, I'll jump in over there and just chime in and just kind of see like what they got going on. But more so just staying quarantined because we got the baby, so
100%, man.
That at all, they're real susceptible to get sick. So just been staying low key and just staying inside, man, and just watching wherever I do go.
Yeah.
Living in places everywhere.
That's all. Well,
it's gonna be the new norm. So
yeah.
People might well just get ready for it.
No, I 100% agree. I actually work in education, and there's a lot of ideas getting thrown out there. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think it is going to be the brand new norm, and something that we should, even though everybody's not 100% wanting to, I think they should get used to it, just like you said.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Another question here is, how is life after football, and do you ever miss it?
Oh man, it all depends.
Okay.
Everybody's exit is a little different. I'd probably say mine. I was probably a little bit more bitter.
Okay.
I never had my closure, and I felt like I did extremely well with the Titans.
Yeah.
To get that roster, but at the end of the day, it just came down to a numbers game. But I was thankful for the opportunity. But I thought I would get picked up just because I had a really good camp. I didn't miss practice.
Yeah.
Game. I knew every position that they needed me to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally did everything I could to make the team. I was a gunner on special teams.
Yep.
Like, I was scratching, I was clawing, because that's just where I was at. With my point in my career, like I needed to make a team to try to resurge myself, and I felt like I was doing that there, and I did really well. But that's just God's plan, and it's just kind of how it goes. But do I miss it all the time?
Okay.
So go back and coach over here at my high school and to put my knowledge into these kids, and just kind of try to tell them what it really does take to make it. And I'm like, and I try to put that in them now, so that when they get to the next level, it's just going to be clockwork. It'll be easy for them. So whether they want to listen or not, that's up to them. But I know I'll reach a few of them.
Yeah.
A few of them will listen, but I mean, for the most part, all of them do listen to me. So I do love that part. That's the part I do love about coaching. But it definitely is hard at first, but eventually you get used to it.
Yeah.
And you just become. It's fun to watch. College is fantastic. I love watching college.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's explosive offense nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing about you is, it's like a common thing. You can't teach speed, right? So that's something that's just followed you throughout your whole career. Is there any part of you, because you say you miss it so much, that's thinking, oh, maybe I can come back, and maybe not? I'm not saying NFL, maybe the Canadian League like you were previously in. Does any part of you have an itch to even say, you know what, I'm still in great shape, and all that good stuff? Yeah,
I mean, I had the itch. My itch was the XFL, actually. I was training and getting ready for that. Unfortunately, I just never got drafted. So that was just kind of like my last little hoorah that I kind of had in me. And then just, with this quarantine. But then I saw how well the XFL did again, like how well it did. And I was like, if it did call again, I definitely would. And, they kept sending invites to like do a workout, but I didn't want to risk missing the birth of my baby.
Yeah.
So that was something that I was contemplating with literally the whole time. I was staying in shape and staying ready, and they just kept saying, I'm like, well, I said maybe they might just send another one. I was trying to wait till after she was born because I didn't want to leave. So
yeah,
that's why I was like, that's just like something like people don't even know. Like I was getting invites to go work out.
Oh my goodness!
Just because of I wanted to stay here and be here for my daughter. So I rather chose my daughter over football. So that's just kind of where it came down to for me.
Yeah, and that's super understandable. But that's also music to my ears and a lot of your fans' ears. Like, wait a second. So you're saying there's a chance, right? if
a chance.
Yeah. So what you're saying is if the XFL, I know they're going through stuff right now. If it resurged and all that good stuff, they did send an invite, you'd be more than open to it.
I'd be more than open to it, of course.
That's
incredible.
Yeah.
To play again, and I can actually have my daughter actually see.
Oh my goodness!
It's a whole different motivation for me. So
yeah,
you never know what can happen.
That's awesome to hear. I'm very excited. What are some things that fans don't know about you? Music, hobbies, anything of that nature?
I like bowling.
Oh, really? Okay.
Don't know that yet. I grew up fishing a lot. Just haven't been able to fish. I love riding my jet ski. I know people know I have a jet ski. Love riding my jet skis. Love playing video games. I don't usually play with. I don't usually put like my gamer tag out just because I like to get on and have my privacy. So it's never disrespect to anybody. Like it all depends. If somebody just keeps messaging me, then I might DM them like, hey, I'll play with you, but you give me yours and. I might add you or might play one.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just all depends. What else? I don't know, man. Pretty normal. I don't know.
Just your typical stay-at-home dad.
I was just different. Just on the field. I would say that. I would tell people I'm a normal guy. I like to do everything that everybody else loves to do.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's it, man. Probably.
Okay.
Not really too crazy. I don't play like no guitar or anything, Guitar Hero, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with that.
Yeah, I don't play it, but no, that's it. I love music though.
Okay.
I love music.
And
Yeah.
as far as music goes, what are some of your go-to tracks when you train and stuff like that?
Gotta have Future playing at all
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
Gotta play. Gotta listen to some Future, especially on Mondays. Mondays we work out crazy. That's our always the hardest day
Okay.
because you gotta get the weekend off you. You just kind of sit around a little bit, but gotta have Future. Gotta have a little Jay-Z in there every now and then. Gotta have some West Coast. Um, a little bit of everything, but Future definitely mandatory to have playing.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Now, don't want to just kill the chemistry, but do you listen to country at all?
Yeah, I listen to a little country every now and then.
Okay. Yeah. 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 See, I get in those kind of weird moods too. I'll have a little bit of rap, then I'll have some rock, and then all of a sudden I'm in a country mood. You know what I mean? Just I guess it really depends.
Yeah, no, I like a little country.
Yeah. Okay, and that's a good segue into my next question. You mentioned Monday is your hardest day of training, correct? So
Yes.
I'll admit I stalk you on the gram. You're still shredded. You're still beefy as fuck. Um, I like to train too, but obviously I'll never look like you, bro. So what does that hard day consist of? What does a typical Monday consist of for you as far as training goes?
So Monday is usually our conditioning, like our big day, and we run on the shred mill. So if people do follow me, they know what it is.
Yeah.
So we do about 6 runs, and in between each run, like we'll do like a movement, like a stretch, or just some kind of dynamic warm up, and that kind of just gets our blood going. And then we'll have some more sets of runs, and that'll be the first quarter.
Okay.
And then and every time we do a run on the shred mill, we always apply it to the turf. So it's always going to be, we can either do one run on the shred mill, because we have 3 of them.
Yeah.
We have 3 of them in the woodway, so we can do one run over there, then we can go to the turf, do a run over there, or if we're doing a 5-10-5, then that's the hurt. So 5-10-5 is so you get on the shred mill, you push for 5. It's just 5-5-5. You push for 5, hold for 5, run for 5.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you let go. So you push, run, and then you hold again. Now it's a little different on the shred mill, but when you have to do it on the woodway, it's probably harder on the woodway because the woodway doesn't change speed at all.
Yeah. Man.
It kind of generates what you kind of put into it, so you can kind of gauge it a little bit, but the woodway definitely hurts more. So
Okay.
that could be like the next quarter, then the third quarter, because our trainer Tony Balani, he's just a guru. He literally just makes up stuff as he goes. So literally, we just know that on Mondays we have a lot of running.
Okay.
It's gonna be 4 quarters of it, and so we'll probably get about 53 minutes of work.
Wow.
Like, so that's not including the warm up. So when we actually start the warm up, boom, that's when we start this clock. Because like 53 minutes of work, that's great. Because like even when we go on the beach, we get like 37 minutes of work.
Jeez.
So that's just it's different. Like people think you don't have to go train 3 hours and like no, like you can get that work right there. 37 minutes right there. I mean, just doing all kind of stuff. So, but those Monday, and then Monday you have to lift too.
Oh,
so that's the
of course.
That hurts the worst. Yeah, the lifting after is gruesome. And then, but fortunately, we have a sauna, we have a cold tub, and everything in there where we train. So
yeah,
can't beat it.
That's awesome, man. I'm gonna take some notes on that for sure, and maybe I'll look. Yeah, maybe I'll look a little bit like you.
If you want to come train, never come on a Monday.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You have to be like, why not? You want to come find out, and then they're like, yep.
I wanted to ask you too. When did you start playing football, and when did you realize, you know what, I'm good enough to go pro?
I started playing football when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
Competitively.
Yeah.
I always played with my brother, like in the house, because he's 9 years older than me.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I knew I was different. Just growing. I knew I was different growing up.
Okay.
Because of some of the things I was able to do that other kids were not, and I just had God given talent. But I knew I could make it whenever I saw whenever I why am I stumbling? I knew I could make it when I saw my brother make it.
Okay.
And I saw what he through. That was my motivation of getting where I wanted to go, and just watching him, I knew, and that he put back into me like what he had from his older days. So just to have that motivation, and to hear him be like, "Hey, you got it."
Yeah.
It was just one day in practice. He was watching me in high school. He says, "Yo, you got it." He's like, "All you got to do is just get to the next level, and you'll be fine." He's like, "College." He's like, "I don't worry about you in college. College, I know you're gonna do what you have to do."
No, definitely.
And he was right. I made the most of my situation. I went to high school. I graduated. I had to go to a postgraduate. I went to Fort Union Military Academy. Had to take that. So here I am, a high school graduate, but they call them postgraduates, so we're called PGs. So I'm up there in Charlottesville, Virginia, by myself. First time I ever flew was up there.
Jeez.
And we literally had to take orders from kids that are younger than me. So it was a real humbling experience. So we're living in barracks, living in bunks. Had the shiny shoes. We had an inspection pair. Then you had like an everyday pair.
Wow.
Had curfew. Was woken up to the every single morning.
Jeez.
So every single morning, and so it would go off at 5:45 and then 6:15. When I tell you those 30 extra minutes were so clutch, if you could not get that 5:45, oh man, because you got to get up, get dressed, and then you got to be out there for inspection to make sure you're good to go.
Jeez.
Go to practice. And then the phones were controlled by a light switch, so if it was too loud by the phones, even if you're just having a nice conversation, it could be everybody else. So it made everybody be accountable. So that was like one thing you had to learn, like, hey, y'all got to behave, because if not, all the phones get cut off.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
Damn.
And the phones were precious times to us, so.
To talk about discipline, right? That is intense. That sounds super intense.
Humbling and discipline. Needed it.
Yeah.
Needed it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Since we had the NFL draft about a month ago, I want you to, if you can you walk us through what draft day was like for you and how it was leading up to that moment?
The actual day I got drafted?
Yes.
I just woke up in bed. By this point here, it was day 3, and I was just kind of, at that point, I expected myself to go higher, so I was just
okay.
I was just like,
yeah.
I honestly was just like, whatever, wherever I go.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, people don't know that.
Yeah.
I was just laying in bed, I was watching the draft. My phone rings, see a 510 area code. It's Tom Cable.
Oh wow.
Hey, we're gonna take you. My parents and my family, they're watching in the living room.
Yeah.
So I'm in my room. So I'm over here just like, all right, cool, I can't wait. Like, I'm excited. Like,
yeah.
I was like, you want to be a Raider? I'm like, hell yeah. So, I'm about to get drafted, and boom, my name comes across. Then I hear my family. So I've known for about a couple seconds before them, a couple minutes before them, and still didn't say where. I just was laying in bed, and literally, as soon as that happened, they came in the room. We celebrated, and then the next thing I had to go out to Belgrade. I went and visited my cousin, actually, who was in jail.
Okay.
Have him home.
Okay.
And after that, it was a big block party at my house afterwards. So that's pretty much how draft day went for me.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Speaking of draft day, you did run a 4.28, which is ridiculous, right? That's ridiculous. I mean, I know Oakland wasn't the only team looking at you. Can you give us an estimate about how many teams were contacting you after that moment?
I mean, they don't really contact you like right after the 40s or after the combine and stuff like that. It's just pretty much they just want to make sure like leading up to draft day.
Okay.
Like the Raiders never called me.
Really?
At all. No.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's the thing. Like the Raiders never called me. They were just like, hey, I want to make sure we have the right number for you on draft day. I'm like, yes, sir. They're like, okay, then good luck to you. You know.
Wow.
And that's it. You know, and it doesn't have to be the team that's going to draft you to call. You know, like I said, because like I said, the Raiders didn't call anything. And right when I'm at the combine, little did I know my coach was going to be right here behind me the next time. So every time I watch my combine highlight, I watch my coach, and I'm like, yeah, you were looking at me scouting me. He's like, yeah, we were scouting you there the whole time. He's like, but we weren't going to say anything to you.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how it goes. That's how they conducted it with me. So.
Well, you know what? Did you have any itch about Oakland being a possible destination? I mean, you know, Al Davis loves the speed guys and stuff like that.
Yeah, Dabo Sweeney said I would go to Oakland. He's like, yep, going to Oakland.
Yeah.
And then, sure enough, went right to Oakland. He's like, yep. He's like, I told you. You're going to go to Oakland.
Yeah.
Now they're getting all the Clemson guys over there.
No, yeah, and you know what? That was one of the things I was gonna ask you. Do you think, in hindsight, you might have started the Clemson to Oakland trend? I mean, because now it's like everybody's going over there.
I can't say that I started the trend just because none of these people were there.
Yeah.
I was there at Mark Davis, but I can say I probably started, you know, just maybe like a characteristic of it. But I mean, it's great what they're doing, but because Coach Gruden knows what he's getting from Clemson. He knows he's been there, like, around Dabo. Mike Mayock's been around Dabo.
Yeah.
They know the kind of guys that they're getting. So, why not keep drafting good guys that are coming from a great program that know how to win? So they're already going to come in there winners, and they're going to come in with a winning mentality. And I just think, like, that's something that you should have on the team. Like, have people that are winners, and they expect to win. And, I mean, and then that next thing you know, it just makes winning is just going to be a habit after that.
No, 100%, man. What was your first major purchase as a pro?
My first, just this watch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was just a watch.
Yeah. it was one of those welcome to the NFL moments for you. Like, oh, I'm gonna grab this watch.
Yeah, it was a Vegas purchase, so just was like spur of the moment, spontaneous.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, we all gotta spoil ourselves sometimes, man. I understand.
Yeah. No, it was a limited edition, so it was only 14 of them in the world. I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
So I pulled the trigger.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Financial advisor called me immediately. I was like, yeah, man. Like I had to.
Yeah, so. I'm in the NFL, bro. Just that's all you had to tell him.
Yeah. I mean, but that's it, though.
Yeah. That's awesome. You probably know I have to bring this up. That Chiefs game, right? That Chiefs game was ridiculous. I was actually there as a little boy. I was there. I was freezing to death. I didn't know what to expect. No, not even.
Nah.
But I was there. For me, it was surreal being in the section 101 or whatever it was. It was surreal. Seeing just like the catches you were doing in that weather. I mean, there was one that crazy catch where the guy had it and you literally ripped it out of his hands, fell down on it. I was like, "What's going on right now? This guy's crazy." I don't know what's going on, but this guy's crazy. Can you walk us through that? Just that game, man. I mean, you had I think it was 6 receptions, almost 150 yards. Just crazy things.
6 for 148. They had over 150.
Yeah.
Big return yards. That was my first start, and I didn't know how the Raiders and Chiefs rivalry was. I had no idea that it was deep like that.
Yeah.
So here I am, rookie. Lou Murph is out, so now I'm up.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. Jason threw a pass. He threw a post to me earlier in the game. I remember it was raining. And Brandon Flowers was on the coverage, and it just kind of went right through, and I was like, it's an opportunity right now. And I was like, So, believe it or not, that same play came back up at the end of the game, the one where I froze and literally just, I have a great picture of it. Somebody had a picture of it. It's probably honestly it's my favorite catch.
Yeah.
Just because, just how it looks and um, just the chemistry that me and Jason had in that game, in that second half. But I mean, the kickoff returns started it, you know, just to get it cranked up, and then after that, everything just started flowing. And it's just one of those games like if he's hot, keep feeding him. And Jason literally just kept doing that. And Hugh Jackson was calling the right plays to get me in the position to go out there and be successful. So I mean, like we were just clicking on all cylinders. And honestly, like that's why we ended up sweeping the division that year. Like it was crazy. We swept the division and went 8-8, but we lost games that we shouldn't have lost.
No, 100%.
Like we shouldn't have lost to Jaguars. I apologize. I had a fumble in that game, but it was only 3 points they got. But still, we lost. Lost to the Dolphins that year as well. Remember they came back. Tennessee had just beat us. We had no chance. Chris Johnson ran over us. That was bad. That was a rough game for us.
CJ2K.
It was tough, man. It was tough.
Yeah. That Chiefs game, man. I don't know if you even believe in that kind of stuff, but do you feel like you almost had an outer body experience just because you looked possessed that game, man? Like you couldn't. It doesn't matter how slippery it was. You were just catching everything. It was crazy. It was crazy from a fan's perspective.
Yeah. It was. I just had to make plays.
Yeah.
Jason was giving me the opportunity to make a play, and I literally had to seize every moment. Like the one where you said I had to take the ball out of his hands.
That was crazy.
That was a made up play. The play before that, I had caught it, and the guy hit me like out of bounds, but it was a penalty on the play. So we came back and we were in the same play. Hugh told me to switch the route. We hadn't even ran this play, repped it. We just thought he would bite, but honestly, he played it very well. I just jumped over him and was like, I don't want you to catch it. And I just ended up just grabbing and reaching over him, and just right where Jason threw it, he threw it behind him. So when he had to frame the ball, right where I jumped, I literally just jumped and it just came right there.
Yeah.
And like I was still like bobbling it, like still coming down. So the catch wasn't even complete. And like as I'm getting hit, I'm still bobbling the ball. So luckily, I still held on to it.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, and that wasn't even 10 years ago. But if that happened today, I mean, that would undoubtedly be play of the year. I don't even think for the Raiders. I think for everybody, it was crazy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. OBJ has. That's probably one of the best catches I've ever seen in my life. Probably will be the best catch you ever see, honestly.
Yeah, that.
That's just not normal.
I feel like I would
catch a ball, just the tip of your fingertips like this, like, and way back.
Yeah, I would have oblique tears. I would be in the hospital for months after doing something like that.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
But he's got huge hands. So
yeah. That same year, you had a 100-yard touchdown in 11 seconds. I think it was against the Titans, correct?
Yes.
Even that. I mean that's crazy. That's like world track speed, right? I mean, it was probably more than 100 yards. I would assume, just counting end zone and stuff like that.
Wait, so against the which one?
I guess not the Texans, the Titans. Titans, I think, right?
No, Colts maybe.
Okay, then Colts. One of those blue teams, right?
Colts.
Yeah.
Because at the end, I think I was like this, like at the end.
Yeah.
Colts.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. But I mean that's just crazy. It brings me into today's game. Would there be a Tyreek Hill if Jacoby Ford was playing today? You know what I mean? It's just crazy, dude. You guys, I feel like you guys will have a lot of similarities. Now you have Ruggs coming into the league. I mean, I know it's almost silly to talk about, but there's part of you think, man, if I was playing right now, these guys don't even know, just because, like I said, it's been 9 years or whatever, or you played in 2010, but even then, 10 years, the game changes. More publicity. Just social media is crazy right now too.
Yeah, no, it definitely would have been fun to play, to come into the league right now.
Yeah.
But what Tyreek Hill is doing, Hayward Bay, he always tells me, he's like, man, Every time I see this dude play, I'm like, man, Kobe was doing that before Tyreek. So I just feel like, man, I'd be like, I appreciate that, man. I'm like, this little dude be doing some things. Like, he does some amazing things. And his top and his speed is just ridiculous. But like when I do see him play, I'm like, yeah, I said I would love to play. I was like, I would love to play just like how he is right now. Just so like he just can do whatever he wants, and like I love that. They give him like they play to his strengths. They use his speed. They get the ball in his hands quick. Like that's what you do. Like with little guys, that's how our game is. Like, that's why I was so successful with Hugh. Hugh knew how exactly to use me. He put the ball in my hands quick. And just play to my strengths, and that's how we went from there.
No,
I mean, we always had a good relationship there.
That's awesome, man. And you know, it is fun to have those fantasy matchups and think what if, just because, especially right now during the quarantine, we're just, you know, we need sports. We're trying to think of stuff like that. But us Raider fans, we always recall all that stuff you did. We're like, yeah, I know Tyreek Hill's killing the league right now, but we had Jacoby. You fucks.
Yeah.
You killed it. You killed it back then.
Yeah.
One thing I want to bring up without you punching through the computer and beating me up is injuries. I know that stuff happened, the shoulder, the foot. How did you feel during those major injuries? Of course, I'm assuming it was frustrating, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the foot was probably the most frustrating thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was told it was a midfoot sprain at first, and then when I got it further diagnosed, it ended up being a Liz Frank.
Yeah.
So if I would have known it was a Liz Frank right then and there, I would have had surgery instead of literally just doing rehab
Mm-hmm.
when it happened. Literally getting my body back to where I could, you know, just withstand the pain of it. You know, to where the specialist told me that it's healed, but it's not healed all the way to where if it gets twisted up again, it's gonna just go right back. So that's something I had to go into my third year thinking about. You know, like if it does get twisted up, like I'm done.
Okay.
And I mean, but I was able to perform and I was doing well. And literally I caught a little out route in that Arizona game, and it literally just did this. And I felt it, and I ran off the field before all the pain came. And then I told him, I said it went right back to what it was. So then I got the surgery after that, and I mean that was the toughest one, just because, you know, it was a new coaching staff coming in. You know, I wanted to definitely impress them, you know, just to help myself out for the future. So to not be able to play in my third year, you know, that hurt me. You know, I had to take a lot of criticism, take a lot of heat. You know, I didn't want to, you know, I had to scratch and claw and try to get back. And then, you know, just got to my final year to where, you know, it got to a point where I wasn't even dressing in the games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because and I knew exactly what was going on. You know, it was just, you know, they were going to go a different direction, and you know, I already knew that.
Okay.
And I was perfectly fine with it. You know, it's a business at the end of the day.
Okay.
You know, and it just was something that was out of my control, so I just controlled what I could control. But when, you know, I wasn't dressing, that's probably one of the things that bothered me the most. Like, and I'm not even dressing now, so
yeah.
Just to, you know, to have to deal with that and go through it. I mean, all it did was just make me tougher and just made me a better man than I am today. So, you know, that's what comes with the sport, and that's what comes with this game. Is you're gonna take criticism. Not everybody's gonna understand what you go through, but you know, you get little meetings like this, and you know, then people can know, like, oh, well, now it makes sense why his foot was messed up.
Yeah.
For 2 years. Yeah, 'cause I thought it was just a midfoot sprain when it first happened. So that's why I tried to come back in that last game with Carson, and you know, I couldn't cut going to my left.
Okay.
But I could plant off it and come back down to my right. Like, people didn't even know that. So
yeah,
the pass that he did throw to me when it got intercepted towards the end of the game, I'm trying to come back to my left, and I can't jump. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So therefore, interception, game over.
Yeah.
But people, you know, they don't know that, but they're bashing me, and I'm like, whatever, I'll take it. You know?
Okay.
So,
yeah.
this is what it is. Injuries is, you know, part of the game. So, you know, just unfortunately, I had the wrong ones. So.
You know what? You handled that way better than I would have. I would have, you know, been like, "What are you talking about? Don't talk about me like." You know, you handled it amazing, dude.
Nah, part of it.
Yeah. You kind of brought into what I was going to ask you next about what was happening after. You said you weren't surprised what happened with Oakland, that they didn't, pick you back up or anything like that. As a fan's perspective, and I appreciate all the inside information you're giving us. I really do appreciate it. We were very shocked because we know what you're capable of. You know what I mean? Like, this guy can take it to the house at any time, any second of the day. So in our perspective, we were very shocked. But you said you expected it to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not dressing the last couple games, you kind of just, you just kind of know that, they're probably going to go a different direction.
Yeah.
So, when you come to the realization of that and just accept it, you just have to, just go about your business in a professional way. So I just would go into work, do whatever I was asked to do. If they need me for special teams, I'll be there. If they need me for look team, I'd be there.
Okay.
If they don't, I just sit there and take a knee and be right there just waiting until practice is over. So, I mean, when I got to the point where I wasn't getting any reps at all in practice, I definitely would distance myself just because I'm a competitor,
Yeah.
So competitor, I'm going to be upset about it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have my bad energy around other people, so I'd rather just go and be by myself. So then whenever the next drill had to come up, I'd run out there, act like nothing even happened,
Okay.
go out there and perform. So that's just what I had to do with, the last couple games of my career at Oakland.
Okay, no, and again, we appreciate the inside information. I'm soaking it in as a fan. It's making me giddy inside. Now, I know you had stints with other teams, but I see you wearing the Raiders shirt right now. Is that the team that you currently follow? Is that your team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Raiders are my team.
Okay.
I can't say I claim that I was on the Jets or the Titans because I didn't make the roster either one.
Mm-hmm.
So, Raiders is my team. That's what gave me my opportunity. That's what makes me have connections to Oakland, to the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Still do to this day.
Awesome.
And I mean, still love it to this day. I hate that they got to leave Oakland, but I get it. Fresh start, so I'm still gonna go back to the Bay though. I don't care what nobody says. I'll go to the Bay first before I go back to Vegas.
Yeah. So okay, on that note, I'm not trying to make a football roundtable or anything like that, but what is your current thought of the state of the Raiders right now? How do you think that their direction is going right now?
Good, great, amazing.
Yeah.
You get a whole new building.
Mm-hmm.
That place is going to be amazing to them. Definitely going to be a different atmosphere just for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would I don't think they would have this team there if they didn't think they could handle it. So I think they're going to be all right. I think they'll handle the storm very well,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to go out there and win some games. So definitely excited. I definitely have to come out there and get a game. 100%.
No. Yeah, definitely.
As long as this COVID thing is under control. Other than that, I'll stay in the house and watch.
Yeah, for sure, man. Now, do you think that the current team right now is competitive? Is competitive enough to make a playoff run, wild card run, anything like that?
With the talent that they have right now, I definitely think they can. I just see a team that's coming together every year, and they're just getting better and better. And now we get a hard hitting safety back that we lost in the first game.
Yes.
So
yes. Abram.
We're about to get So now we're gonna get Abram back, and he's a monster. Like, I don't have no doubt in what he's gonna come back and do. Like, he's gonna come back and just dominate, and he's gonna be a leader on that team.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was a leader off the field, but he's gonna be a leader now on the field as well. So, what's up, Chico?
Is Chico your pet?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's my dog.
Awesome. One last current Raider question. What did you think of them picking up Marcus Mariota?
It's a good pickup.
Yeah.
I was with Mariota in Tennessee. He's super smart. He's really smart, strong arm, and they're going to be impressed. He's a good changeup.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
If they ever wanted to use him and spell Derek Carr, that's a great pickup for them. So, and he's young.
Yeah.
That's a great upside for him, and he's a quarterback that he's going to do well there. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people, and he's going to go in there and compete. And that's one thing people don't know about him. Like, he's a competitor. So they're going to be in for a treat with that guy.
No, seriously. And, I haven't given up on Derek Carr yet. I think he still has it. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did you say that? You don't like DC?
No, I do like him. I do like him, but I do like Mariota a lot. I very much do. So if whatever the case may be, Mariota does play, I would not be mad at that. I'll just say that.
Can you see Mariota coming in and playing over him?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. He is younger. You're putting me on the spot right here. Yeah. All I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is if he does go in, I will not be mad at it because I know what he's capable of. He's very athletic. He's got an arm on him too, and he is young. I don't know if he got a full fair shake in Tennessee. I'm not gonna lie. I know Tannehill tore it up last year, and it is what it is. But I think he can offer the Raiders a big surges for sure. But no, I haven't given up in DC yet.
Yeah. Never know.
Yeah.
I like it, man. DC's good.
Yeah, no, for sure, and he was very accurate last year too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So one of our last things. Do you have any words of encouragement for any aspiring receivers right now that got drafted or aspiring kids? You said you coach football. Of anything of that nature.
Man, I mean, what I can say is, just always be coachable and listen to your coach. And if there's any extra knowledge that you can soak in, always soak it in, and just always listen. And if there's anything you can do to better yourself, better your craft, work on those little things, work on those little details, do it. Like I promise you, it'll pay off in the long run. Like it will pay off. I wish I could have done more than what I did. There's always where you can do more, and I did do a lot. It's just everybody's career just goes a certain way. And unfortunately, that's just like kind of how it is. A lot of people are like, "Oh, come back to the Raiders." I'm like, I wish I could.
Yeah.
It doesn't just work like that.
Yeah.
I wish I could just snap my fingers and be like, you just can get picked up like that. No, It doesn't work like that. It's a production league, so you have to make sure your production's you have to be producing. And then just play your game the way you play and always have fun. And never take this game for granted because it can be and it will be gone one day.
Yeah.
So that's just words of encouragement, and just have fun while you play the game, like I said, and just cherish every moment.
Okay. No, we'll definitely take that. Any last thing you'd like to plug or talk about? Right now, the floor is yours.
Nah, unless you have any other questions, man.
Well, you know what? I know you have your baby. I heard her talking in the background. I didn't want to.
Yeah, she was. I don't know if she's in there doing. I don't hear nothing now. So
Yeah.
Might have been to the bathroom. She could be eating. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll go check in a little bit though.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, yeah, definitely. Jacoby, I definitely appreciate your time. It's been an honor, honestly. I know you're a busy guy. Got stuff to do. People hitting you up nonstop. I know I'm not the only one. So,
you're good, man. You're good.
Yeah. So again, I appreciate your time, man.
I didn't even accept a few of them. I was like, I like this one. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, it's been a lot of fun, man. You've been very open. I appreciate your time. I wish the best for your brand new daughter, for your family, wishes, everything like that. Maybe we can talk again soon. Who knows? But again, I appreciate it. Yeah, for sure. Appreciate your time, Jacoby. Wish you the best. And again, go Raiders. Like I said, it's been a pleasure, man.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Have a good one. I appreciate it.
You too, brother.